this is an update on our journey to you. I think I filled an intro a little bit ago, but I also wanted to throw in the hey baby T. It's been a while since I vlogged, and I want to get in the habit. So that is where we are on this journey. I know this video is kind of a mishmash, but I'm also very exhausted, and I'm also just using my phone because it's easy. But maybe during my 6-hour layover I can work on compiling this and posting it. But hopefully we'll be seeing you in 9.5 months, baby T. The other dream that I had, also quite a while back, and it's a lot more vague, so some of this I might be making up after the fact, but I remember that I was changing a diaper in what is now my classroom, but was my old classroom before we switched them all over. And I was changing the diaper of this one child's younger sibling. I hadn't thought about that child in ages. They had skipped the room following mine and re-entered, so they had no idea who I was. They didn't care about me, so I hadn't thought about them much. But I remember thinking that I wanted to offer to help with something involving this younger sibling's special need. And I thought it might sound weird, so I was debating whether or not I should tell the mom that the reason I'm so interested in working on this little project is because I was nesting from pregnancy, but it was only October. It was too early. If this treatment works, I will be 8 to 10 weeks in October, so a little bit early to tell everyone. And also in October, I will be getting the younger sibling of that child from the dream, and that child was born with a cleft lip and as of right now has a feeding tube. So we shall see. Okay, so the two dreams that make me think that this is going to work out. One, it was years ago, before we were ready for a baby, before I knew I was infertile. And I had this dream that I was in the hospital waiting for them to bring me my son to get discharged. And I was kind of nervous about being able to bond with my baby, and basically I was going to make sure the nurse talked to my husband about signs of postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. I remember thinking something about a trip to Europe. I remember thinking it's too bad that the thing with my cousin didn't work out. And I woke myself up by thinking, but wait, I don't have any pain from giving birth. This doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I ended up waking up, but I distinctly remember telling my husband that it was such a weird dream. I don't talk to my cousin that often. Why did I have a dream about something involving a baby and her and it working out? And yeah, my cousin did offer to donate her eggs, but it was recommended against. So that didn't work out, and now I have a baby that I am somewhat concerned about bonding with. Well, we will hopefully get a baby. I really don't want to edit this, so yeah, we will hopefully be getting a baby that I might have some concerns about bonding with. And yeah, I am willing to bet that it's going to be a boy. So baby T, we leave tomorrow to make our first attempt at getting you. Hopefully all goes well. We have a lot of people praying for us. So many people praying for us. I have had a couple of dreams that I think I'm going to share in just a moment. And a friend of mine recently posted that she had a dream that I had a bunch of positive pregnancy tests and everyone kept making me pee on sticks to prove that it was positive. So I got some good feelings about this. So yeah, now we're basically all packed for our trip. We do have a few last minute items. I have like my sleep headphones, my mouth guard, my medications that I take daily, but I have them like by the luggage, so I just have to remember in the morning to get all those taken care of. We also gotta park our cars in those nice garage spots. We got a ride to the airport arranged. We're dropping off my keys, both of our keys, with a family member to hang on to while we're gone. And hopefully we have enough extra room in our suitcases for some souvenirs, but we have 2 very stuffed carry-ons, 2 very stuffed personal item backpacks, and a rather full checked bag, so we shall see how this works out. So some other cool things that happened, if you watched my first vlog, you know that about a year ago we had the landlords from hell, and this year we've been chatting with our landlords about our trip, our infertility journey. They shared with us some of their infertility journey. They had unexplained secondary infertility, and so when I messaged them saying, hey, we're wondering where we should park to stay out of the way, because we were thinking of over by the gazebo, but that's where you guys are going to have Night to Unite, which we're not going to be here for. So where would you like us to park just to keep our cars out of the way? And the message I got back was, oh my gosh, is this the trip we've been praying about? Why don't you take the garage stalls that no one's interested in right now? There are 2 available. So just park there for a couple weeks. And yeah, you should be good to go. Blown away. The garage spots do cost extra money if you get them for a month or a couple of months at a time. And yeah, they were super excited for us. And after chatting a little bit more, they were like, oh, what kind of camera are you guys going to bring with? Because you should get tons of pictures, which we do want to do. And I was like, well, besides our cell phone cameras, we have my husband's old digital camera from like 2009. And they're like, oh God, just borrow ours. So we have this big fancy digital camera to bring with on our trip that our landlords are lending us. And of course now I'm super worried that it's going to break or get lost or something like that. But as they put it, they know where we live. And I think we'll be okay if we have to pay them back. But I just thought that was super cool of them. So I just double-checked the information about our egg donors, and my personal favorite one is unfortunately the one that only produced 3 eggs. She is 19. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, just like me. She is a university student, which I went to college as well, and she is studying foreign languages, one of my interests, and one of her hobbies is astronomy, which, while it's not one of my top tier interests, is definitely an interest of mine. The donor that gave us the rest of the eggs is still pretty good. She's 23. She has blonde hair and light brown eyes. My husband has brown eyes, so it doesn't matter either way. And then she is a high school graduate. Didn't say anything about college. She's interested in interior design and architecture. And her hobbies are sports and inline skating. So a little less like me, but I'm fine. I know from work that I can love a kid who looks absolutely nothing like me. So I think we're going to be okay. Like, there's still part of me that worries about the whole bonding experience, but I think we're going to be okay. So, let's see, I think the last update was that our online consultation was coming up, and that was rather uneventful. They just wanted to, like, note our blood types, make sure there wasn't going to be any RH factor issues there, which they're not. I have a RH positive blood type. Also, like, look over diseases and stuff like that, and like confirming what we wanted for treatment. Then we had to wire a deposit, which took longer than I thought, especially because it happened over a few holidays over there, so it didn't go through right away. And then I was stressing out because once our deposit did go through, they said, okay, here's your prescriptions. You start taking them the second day after your period. And I had literally just started my period and had no way of getting these medications within a day. So I was like, yes, we have to get this treatment done in these 2 weeks or we're going to have to completely reschedule. So what do you want me to do? I do take birth control as hormone replacement. So basically I just took that for another couple weeks and stopped halfway through the pill pack, and it ended up working out okay. So I was a bit nervous that timing wouldn't work out. I'm still a little bit nervous about timing working out, but we were offered a couple of donors for a total of 9 eggs. I'll go into detail of that in a moment. I have to look it up. And we put in a €2,000 deposit. We booked a hotel for 2 weeks, which, if I remember correctly, ended up to be a little over €1,000. Our round trip flights for 2 people, I think, was like $4,000 or $5,000, something like that. So, yeah, all the money we've saved up is definitely getting spent. And we're also trying to figure out what we want to do while we're in Prague. So I am resting because I just spent a whole bunch of time packing. We leave bright and early tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have a very long layover, and I do want to get into the habit of vlogging our trip. So I figured I'd share some of the story between what I think was the last update and now. So I am resting because I just spent a whole bunch of time packing. We leave bright and early tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have a very long layover, and I do want to get into the habit of vlogging our trip. So I figured I'd share some of the story between what I think was the last update and now. See you in a couple weeks, Minneapolis, St. Paul.